All right, welcome to our Owlet Wednesday night match. Tonight, Furious Unicorns against Blackjack Gaming. Press, what do you think of this matchup?
Well, it should certainly be interesting. Of course, Blackjack Gaming, formerly known as the Deadlock Gang, I think. Maybe I'm scuffed. Who knows? Probably am scuffed. Should be a very interesting matchup for sure. Of course, Furious Unicorns, they've got some of their original players playing tonight, such as LuvGangster, apparently the original Furious Unicorns member. Well, Blackjack Gaming, I'm going to be honest, I don't recognize too many people on that team, but I do recognize their playstyle and their matches, and they are an incredible team. And I'm really excited for tonight's match.
Yeah, tonight has it's a really solid matchup. I'm really excited for the match. I hope we see some really close maps and fights coming out tonight for both of these teams.
Definitely. And of course, our first map of the night will be Ilios. And as we head there, I think we can see a lot of different compositions, such as maybe some dive on a map like Ruins, where we might see some Orisa Hog on a map like Well, trying to get those environmental kills, of course.
Yeah, of course. And then you have Well, which is the popular boot map. You know, you got a lot of Hog or Lucio play. Maybe some Far as well thrown into the mix. Just to try to utilize that big hole in the center of that map. So a lot of different compositions can come out on these rounds. So it's very exciting to see what teams choose to do. You know, sometimes you see goats, dive, you know, even triple DPS. So it's really exciting to see what these teams are going to pull out in this map.
Yes, definitely. And for those of you that were wondering about our current standings, Blackjack Gaming currently sitting in 10th place with a 2-3 record, while Furious Unicorns is sitting in 12th place with a 1-4 record. So both very close in the standings, only separated by one team, and that of course would be Power Naps. So Furious Unicorns wins, they'll be able to move up, and Blackjack will of course have to fall down. So it should be extremely interesting to see how this match plays out. A lot riding on it for both teams.
Yeah, definitely. Both teams are going to want to win tonight because, like you said, they are very close in the standings. So this is going to be a very important match for them. So they're going to be trying their hardest to get this win tonight. And we're going in to Ilios first off onto Well, the boot map, of course, as the teams start to get their compositions ready. Press, what are some of your favorite hero picks you like to see coming out on Well?
Well, some of my favorite hero picks are what lets you get those environmental kills because again, environmental kills, you're not really putting yourself at a risk, but you're getting all that ult charge from getting the kill. So I like to see Lucios, I like to see Pharahs, I like to see the Orissas, I like to see Roadhogs, things that just can get those environmental kills easily and consistently is what I like to see on these maps.
Yeah, definitely. Those environmental kills are huge when it comes to that, and this is probably the Well is probably the biggest map out of the 3 rounds that you can just utilize that on. Um, so we are going to see team comps start to be put together real quick with about 20 seconds left on the clock. So Furious Unicorns is going to come out with what looks like a dive with Fire McCree, and then Deadlock Gang looks like a triple DPS. I don't know if Shooty's going to go with the Bastion or not. That would be a pretty spicy pick if we do see that. But coming
Nope,
out the
it looks
gates
like
just in a
Shooty will
second.
be on the Roadhog here.
Yeah, we are going to be seeing Shooty on the Hog. So shield break extraordinaire coming out from Deadlock Gang. Trying to get that through. So we do have Puppy shooting down with that Pharah onto the enemy team, trying to get some early ult charge popping up. We're going to see the shield coming out first. Furious Unicorn is going to be put back first on the point, but it's going to be up to Deadlock Gang to really break this defense here. We're going to see a flank coming out from the backline here with Japan and Lexicon, trying to see if they can get some distraction coming out from the enemy team. A Fire Burp coming out from Puppy, trying to dislodge the rest of the team, and Shooty Burp is going to go down fairly quickly with that Sleep. Frisky getting the pick onto that, but we are going to see a res coming out from Prompto. A lot more picks going out for the blue team here tonight. And we are going to see a fire ult already. That must not have been 30 seconds, and we got a barrage coming out, taking out Prompto, and it seems like with that, Furious Unicorns are going to be taking the first control of Well.
Definitely. It was really nice there was Frisky. He used his abilities correctly. He made sure he naded the Roadhog as he was using his E ability, so that way he couldn't get healed. Then they were able to just kill Shooty Burb nice and quick, and that got the res out. And so if you only have a Mercy Lucio healing, the Mercy's resing, the Lucio's the only source of healing, and Puppey just comes in there and cleans up house.
Yeah, definitely. Puppey doing some work on this far. It's going to be tough for Deadlock Gang to try and dislodge that, but we are going to be seeing them coming to the right side, trying to see if they can get a new angle on this defense. And we're going to be seeing Shooty Burb getting a pick onto Frisky, but it is going to get traded back with Deadlock Gang going down a little bit. We're going to see the Primal coming up from Japan, trying to maybe get some stall percentage for his team. Danger Man going in with a very risky charge here, trying to dislodge the backline. We're going to see a pick, though, coming out. And it seems like for the rest of this fight, it's slowed down a little bit, and Deadlock Gang will have to go back to the drawing board once again.
Yes, and what was really nice there was the ultimate rotation from Furious Unicorn, showing they have this previous experience from Season 1. They know when and how to use their ultimates, only having used the Primal Rage. While on the flip side, Blackjack Gaming, they didn't have to use ultimates, but they were forced to switch, and that's going to cost them ult charge, and a nice shutdown on the Rip Tire by Jamin.
Yeah, Tire going down, no more ults left for the side of Deadlock Gang, but Danger Man's gonna have that shatter soon enough, but look at the ultimates on the side of Furious Unicorns. They have 4. First popping that Valkyrie to try for Kitty to support the rest of her team with that healing. Shooter is gonna take down the far, which is gonna be a lot of pressure coming down from his team. Danger Man charging, getting Japan way in the back line to try and get that Winston away from his team. We're gonna see a res coming out from Puppey as well to get some more damage in that aerial section in the back line. Japan doing huge amounts of work. Deadeye coming out from Jaminch. Far Barrage coming out, and it is going to get taken down by Grip, but it seems like there's a lot more blue team presence on the point right now. 99-0. Is there anybody else that can touch the point right now? La Technica is going to try to touch, but no. Furious Unicorns does hold that down with a very nice hold on Deadlock Gang for first round.
And if you notice, Furious Unicorns, they always make sure to have at least 2 ultimates in their ultimate bank every fight, so that way they knew they had something to rely on if they ended up dying or losing members, which they never really did. And on the flip side, Blackjack Gaming, they messed that up big time. They had so many switches, they were never able to maintain their ultimate charge, and that cost them dearly because they were never able to go in and really match Furious Unicorns in terms of the ult charge. But here, it looks like we'll be seeing some interesting compositions with the double sniper from Blackjack Gaming, whereas Furious Unicorns, the only change they're going to make is Jamin on that Widow compared to the McCree.
And see, one thing I do want to point out is Furious Unicorns is still choosing to run that far on Ruins, which is typically a very Widow-heavy map, so it's going to be interesting to see how Puppey can play around these sightlines with the Widow to try not to get picked by this double sniper comp coming out from Deadlock.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to be seeing some action coming out right here. Japan going to try to stall out the front line here on that Winston, try to get some poke damage in with Leo. Point unlocks, and it does seem like Furious is taking it up right now, but pressure is going to be exchanged between both teams. Huge anti coming out from Frisky to try to get the Rhine and Prompto down. Grip is going to take out Puppey as well, which means it's a 6v5 on the point, but it looks like Deadlock Gang is actually going to take that point first, pushing Furious Unicorns back.
And it was just a really nice play. Again, Frisky landing those big nades to get the kill, but it doesn't matter because Blackjack Gaming just came back. They had those reliable snipers and were able to just pressure Jamin and the tanks out of position and get those kills.
Yeah, very nice fight indeed. And ooh, Jaminch here with the Widow getting that pick on the Letic. That is huge for Furious Unicorns. They can push it immediately with a fight advantage. Try to build some ults. Now we do have the sights coming in from the blue team to help the rest of his team just really get a clear view of the area. Rally is popped from Prompto, trying to armor his friends up. Barrage does come out, but it's unable to find anything. Dragon's coming out from the center from Latex, just trying to zone everybody out, but Leo taking out Danger Man and demecking Shooty Burb. But it does look like, for the time being, Leo is stalling here with Kitty to try and just get, try and see if he can pull anything out here. Frisky does take out Prompto, but the Widow does exchange and take out the main support. Leo in the backline wrecking havoc, trying to dismantle everything, but does get demeched in the process. It does look like Blackjack is going to be making a solid hold, though, despite that attempt.
What was really nice there was if there was any fight I would say Blackjack can go ahead and give up, it was this fight. Furious Unicorns using all their ultimates there, but they got absolutely Latetsnia, I'm sorry if I butchered that, switching off the Hanzo and onto the Ashe to provide even more pressure onto Puppey, but Puppey is now switched off onto Sombra.
Yeah, definitely. Percent. Blackjack has 3 ults, 2 Furious Unicorns is 1, so it's not about how many ults you have, but how you use them and utilize them. Shooty is going to be throwing out that Diva Bomb, trying to get any picks, and does take out Puppey in the process. You want to see Diva Bomb coming up from Leo, is able to take out, so they each get 1-for-1 trade here. So huge anti coming out from Frisky as well, just denying healing for the entirety of Blackjack. And it looks like they're going to have to push back, because it's only Danger Man and Prompto on the point, but it's still fights going back and forth, but still Blackjack is getting picks despite being down. But we're going to see a Shatter coming out from Danger Man trying to stall things out for his team, but it does seem like Furious Unicorns is going to try to take this back, but not without a call. Lessons coming out from Grip first, trying to stall it out for the rest of his team so they can try to come back, but it does look like despite all of that, Furious Unicorns is finally going to take it back from 99%.
That last fight there seemed pretty sloppy from Blackjack Gaming. They were trying to hold on to it, but honestly, they invested too many ultimates. They have to realize that that Coalescence can be canceled by a Sleep Dart, by a Headshot, by a hack, and they shouldn't have invested it. The Earth Shatter was okay because you did kill Frisky, but still you have to realize when is the fight lost compared to when is it winnable, and that was definitely not a winnable fight for Blackjack Gaming. Luckily though, they do have the rally, but they're going to be going into a Primal Rage and a Nano Boost, so it'll be interesting to see how they deal with it.
Yeah, definitely, and Blackjack does have that rally up to try and get some early pregame armor before heading into this next fight, and as you see, Latex does switch onto the Tracer, try to get more into the backline of Furious Unicorn. Sunspot is going to get an opening pick onto the Sombra. Dangerman getting a crazy charge onto Kitty, and that's 3 down for the side of Furious Unicorns, make that 4. Leo does get the DMAC on a Shooter, but still, the tides are trying to be turned, but it seems Japan is going to be going for a Primal Rage stall onto the point, trying to dislodge Blackjack Gaming here. Dangerman getting a nice pick on a Leo, but it looks like for now the blue team is taken out, and Blackjack is going to reclaim that point. It's in overtime now as the wick burns down, and Furious Unicorns is going to try to touch the point, but they aren't able to do so, and we're tied up 1-1 with Blackjack taking the second round of Ilios.
An exciting match, no doubt. However, what's really good there was Sunspot. He was so consistent on the Widowmaker, always making sure to win the duels and then focus on another target instead of leaving himself open to a headshot from Jaemin. He was always winning the Widow 1v1s, and by killing the enemy Widow, he had no pressure on him. It was able to just shoot freely across all of Furious Unicorns. And now we're going to see some composition swaps coming out from both teams. Furious Unicorns opting to run a Maygoats, also known as Snoats, whereas Blackjack Gaming opting to run this 2-2-2 using the McCree Hanzo for DPS.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing a lot of pressure in terms of DPS coming out from Blackjack with the McCree Hanzo, trying to get that shield break. Meanwhile, we're going to have the Snows, like you said, coming out from Furious Unicorns, trying to see if they can take Blackjack by surprise here, on to Lighthouse here. So we're going to see some fire exchanged real quick as the timer does tick down here. But it seems like Furious Unicorns are the first to be standing on the point, but it has not yet unlocked. I'm going to be seeing Dangerman charging onto the point, and he does pick Kitty in the process, but Dangerman getting not 1, not 2, but 3 picks with that charge, and what a charge coming out, and that's going to help Blackjack secure that point really fast.
I'm not going to lie, I thought for sure that that fight was going to be in Furious Unicorn's favor, as they were able to get the freeze onto with the Brigitte and the Zarya, but then Dangerman just comes out of nowhere, pinning them off the map and getting those 3 kills, and now he has another Shatter so far ahead of anyone else's ultimate charge. They should be able to win this fight, no problem.
And Dangerman with that Earth Shatter is going to be huge, able to get a Shatter, and there he does, taking down 3 people on the side of Furious Unicorns, and the kill feed lights up with red as Furious Unicorns is taken down. Blackjack cementing their hold on this point, and ult charge is coming up once again. We're going to have the grab dragon combo coming out very soon for Blackjack. But we're going to be seeing Kitty almost coming up on the Lucio beat, so we might have some counterplay between the two teams with these ultimates.
You know, I complimented Furious Unicorns earlier about their ultimate rotation, but here, Blackjack Gaming having such a solid ult rotation, knowing when to use what ult, it's so important in Overwatch. But there's a beautiful wall from Puppey, and here we go.
Yeah, fight's breaking out. Sunspec does get the first pick, but with Latex following up on the Hanzo and Prompto doing work, taking out a double on the Blackjack, making that a triple real quick, and Shooty getting that finalizing pick. That fight was over so quick. The Furious Unicorns going back to the drawing board here. Blackjack really showing a dominant performance so far on Lighthouse.
Yes, and now we're running a Widowmaker Sombra for Furious Unicorns, but with only a Zenyatta and a Lucio for healing, they have to be careful, especially with that tank lineup. It's susceptible to taking so much damage, and that can be really bad with only two supports that just don't do all that much healing without their ultimates. But here's a crazy pin from Japan.
Yeah, Japan going in, getting the 2 for his team. Real quick, and we see the Lucio be coming out to counter out Shootyberg. Zarya grab on the team, but still Japan getting 3 picks on Leo, the off tank for Furious Unicorns following up as well. But it seems like that was once again huge plays from both rounds coming out here, and it seems like Furious Unicorns going to take that point once again.
Yes, but you can't be too upset if you're Blackjack Gaming, because guess what? You now have 3 ultimates, nearly 4 with that Earth Shatter coming up. And they're all really good zoning ultimates, so you can just zone them off the point and be able to get the kills. However, on the flip side, you have to be afraid of that Graviton from Leo, because
Yeah,
that is such a dangerous ultimate.
Leo coming up with a grab real quick, but it seems like Blackjack does not have a real support defensible, so they're gonna have to play really careful to try and get to avoid this ult. Dragon Strike coming out from Latex, and Sunspot as well with the Deadeye, trying to just get as much damage out as he can. We're gonna see Japan getting that charge on a Prompto, and with the Widow doing massive work taking out the DPS, there is gonna be some pushback from the red team. Widow falling, getting huge picks, make that 3 headshots. Furious Unicorns just looking dominant after really just a slow start. They're really starting to pick it back up here against Blackjack.
Yes, but Blackjack, they realized what won them what won Furious Unicorns the fight both times. It was Jamie on that Widow, completely uncontested, able to take free shots. But now Sunspot on the Widowmaker, Latex on the Tracer, both there to harass Jamie. And we'll have to see how things go as he does pop the Infra Sight while the teams are in this initial poke phase.
Yeah, Dangerman is going to be charging up, trying to look and see if he can get anybody with that Shatter charged up. But we do see Frisky does take out Latex, who's trying to flank onto the back line. So very good plays from Furious Unicorns taking out that flanker. Is going to allow them to push in and get even more picks. Frisky doing a lot of work on that Zen, taking out 2 already. Blackjack's going to have to back up, but as you can see, the timer is at 85%, meaning Furious Unicorns has to hold this, and Blackjack does not have that much time before they have to call it quits and lose this map, so hopefully they can take it back real quick. But we do have the grab from Shootyberg. Shattered coming out from Japan. I'm gonna find anything, but an EMP coming out from Puppy, trying to negate everything, but overwhelming kills coming out for the blue team. And it seems like despite all this, there's a huge amount of ults popped, but still the ults won them the fight. And it seems like Furious Unicorns is gonna take this Lighthouse and the first map of the series against Deadlock.
That was such an intense match there. Both teams fighting it out, so close for either team. Really could have won it, but in the end, Furious Unicorns, they had the correct ultimate rotation and were able to just use that perfectly. Although here, we do see Danger Man with all those kills and an insane pin.
Yeah, that insane charge, there's just that 3k that left the other people off that side of the edge on that first take was just such a solid Ryan execution there. So yeah, Furious Unicorns taking first map on Ilios so far.
Yeah, but by taking the first map, you're not only going up 1-0 in the series, but now you have the momentum, you have the emotion behind you. You're feeling all happy and feeling good about yourself. Whereas Blackjack, I mean, they're not going to be depressed about it, sure, but they don't have the momentum anymore to really carry them through it. They've got to rely on their pure skill and talent and comms just to win them this map back. Because if you go down 2-0, that's really hard to come back from.
Yeah, definitely. Furious Unicorns, from taking that first map, is now going to have that momentum to try and take the next map, which is going to be Rialto. So Blackjack, their goal now is to stop that almost snowballing into the next map and try to gain back some maps and push Furious Unicorns back and try to win this series.
Yep, and of course, our next map we will be going to is, you know what, I'm about to say it and I can't remember it. I believe it is Rialto. Am I
Rialto!
correct? All
Yes,
right, it is
correct.
Rialto. So again, Rialto, another great map for Widowmakers. You have those long sight lines, so we could see some more Jameen versus um, Sunspot Widow 1v1s, which will be really interesting for sure. But again, you can get other compositions such as Goats, which we never saw a traditional Zenyatta Goats, but who knows, we could see it come out. We could see some more Pharah from someone like Puppy. We could see a Genji maybe, who knows. There's so many different options to run here on Rialto that the possibilities are just endless.
Yeah, they really are. Rialto is one of those maps where it seems like there's at certain points we can run almost any comp, and as long as you got that teamwork, you can make it work. And like you said, there's just so many different types of comps. I mean, even on defense, for the first point, you could do a reset hog and just hold those choke points down. So I mean, really, and then the Widow play between Blackjack and Furious Unicorns has been really entertaining to watch. So I'm hoping that does carry over to the second map we're going into. Um, and it seems like right now both teams are going to be trying to make some swaps real quick um, for this upcoming map. Um, so we will be right back. Nope, that was a debate. We're getting ready to start the second map. Um, Press, who do you think? What do you think Furious Unicorns needs to do to try and keep this momentum going against Blackjack?
They have to recognize Sunspot. He's a deadly threat on that Widowmaker, and seeing as how he consistently won the duel against Jamin, they need to give Jamin more support. Whether that means you have a Genji or a Tracer to also pressure out Sunspot, or it means you have your tanks on him the whole time. You have to figure out some way that you can win that Widow 1v1, or you just go a completely different strategy where you're maybe not so open to the Widow headshot, such as Goats or a quad tank composition.
Yeah, compositions like that can really negate Widow plays coming out, and Sunspot proving, especially on Ruins, was popping off on that Widowmaker, giving just overall giving Furious Unicorns a run for their money. But it looks like we're gonna be heading into this with Deadlock Gang, or excuse me, Blackjack Gaming are gonna be heading into first with this defense to try and hold Furious Unicorns back off of this payload.
Yeah, now I have a question. So, the Gondoliers, do you think they're former Overwatch players who have just played so much ladder? They're like, you know what? I'm done with this life. I'm just gonna row my boats down the rivers of Venice.
You know, I think that's very likely. Venice, you know, the atmosphere for this map is very relaxing. There's just water and boats all throughout the streets here. Um, I think that's very likely.
I'd
Definitely
rather
for
do
sure.
it. I mean, ladder. It's ladder.
Yeah, ladder can definitely be frustrating sometimes, but tonight we are not having ladder. Better than ladder tonight here. An exciting Owlet Wednesday night match. And we are going to be seeing the team comps coming out from both teams. It looks like Furious Unicorns is going to elect for a Ryan Zarya comp with Puppy on that far doing a lot of work, while Blackjack is going to go for that Orisa Hog pulled pork defense with that Junkrat for the ultimate spam coming out.
Old Pork defense. I like that name. And the big advantage here gonna be going to Furious Unicorns as they have a Widowmaker, and Blackjack Gaming has nothing to contest it other than an Ashe. But of course, an Ashe headshot does not kill without damage boost.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be up to Blackjack to see if they can spam this choke hard enough for Deadlock or the Furious Unicorns to really back off. Fire is exchanged between the two teams, and it seems like Poppy on that far is, like you said, not really contested at the moment. Well, let's see if Sunspot is able to get some pressure onto them. Shield breaking going down here. Puppy is going to get the first pick of the fight, taking out Sunspot, and with both TBS picking out 2 picks, that makes it a 6v4 instantly in Fierce Unicorns' favor. We're going to be seeing the hook coming out from Shooty, but unable to connect. And it seems like Jerminch once again on that Widow, getting those picks, those valuable picks that his team needs to really push this team fight through and make it really successful.
You know, it says a lot when your 2 leading ultimate charges are coming from your healers. It means you took too much damage, and that's exactly what Blackjack Gaming did there. They were so open to spam from Puppy and Jamie just gonna go ahead and get 2 more kills onto both the healers. So Blackjack Gaming just gonna be pressured straight off the point now as Jamie cleans up house.
Yeah, Jamie going wild on this Widow, just proving that he is a force to be reckoned with, and it seems like because of that, Blackjack Gaming is going to have to switch up their comp just a little bit, going for the Ryan Diva, and we're going to be having a Widow again coming out from Sunspot to try and challenge Jamin on this Widow, which has just proven to be so dominant already in this map.
Yes, however, with the Widow McCree, they clearly think that Puppy is another major threat that just has to be dealt with. But it's going to be so hard for them to come in and fight when Furious Unicorn sitting on nearly 6 ultimates, whereas they only have 1 in the Nano Boost from Prompto.
Yeah, definitely. Fire is exchanged from both teams as they're going to be coming around the corner real quick. Puppy is going to try to get some early poke damage on that far on a Danger Man, but no, it's Latex taking out Jamie on the McCree here. So, the first pick, Laytech getting 2, getting Puppy in the backline as well, doing some work on this McCree. There's going to be a res, but still, Shadow coming out is going to hit Leo, but other than that, Dangerman not able to find anything else. Did you hear that? Japan did use his Shatter, but he did die before it went off, so unable to capitalize on that ultimate. Very unlucky, and it does seem like Jamin is going to get a pick, but it seems like things are going to start to slow down just a tad.
Yes, but Jamie with a nice opening pick onto Laytech, meaning that the Blackjack's gonna have to play a bit more passive here without the McCree to help pressure on the far, and a huge kill on a Danger Man coming in from Fresky with that anti-nade.
Yeah, definitely. Japan is going to try to make space for his team on this Reinhardt as much as he can, and it seems like going to be a push back. Puppy with the flank barrage, able to take out Grip, but Sunspout reacting quickly enough to make it not any more than that. Danger Man charging on to the point, as usual, trying to stall for his team, but unable to do so. Japan is going to get that fire strike onto him. Point's very, very close to completion, and it seems like Blackjack is going to try to stall this out, but Japan doing some major work on this Ryan, just going ham, getting 3 picks, and it seems like they're going to be taking the second checkpoint.
Yes, but believe it or not, that actually benefited Blackjack Gaming more because those weren't complete team fights where people like Leo and Japan can build their ultimates quickly. Rather, they were long drawn out fights where people like Puppy and Jamie, yeah, they have the advantage there, but at the same time, Blackjack Gaming making sure they didn't use too many ultimates, and now they're coming up on 4, nearly 5 ults, whereas Furious Unicorns only has 2 or 3.
Yeah, Blackjack with that ultimate advantage coming into this next fight, and Furious Unicorn is going to have a few with that Leo having that grab very soon here, so it's going to be up to both teams to see how they can utilize these ultimates. Sights are popped for Jamie, and with that Transcendence coming out from Grip, trying to heal the rest of his teammates so they can get some pushes, but Dangerman is going to go down. Leo is nanoed, and with that grab as well, he's trying to get as many picks as he can. Puppy taking out 3 with that. It seems like just Blackjack Gaming really getting pushed, just pushing back.
Yes, and of course a big risk here is Laytech with the High Noon. If you use it, the Widowmaker can just shoot you down, but it won't even matter if you can't touch the point. Furious Unicorn stuffing Blackjack Gaming into the spawn doors and getting a nice cap onto all 3 points with a remaining time bank of 3 minutes and 29 seconds. Blackjack Gaming gonna have to pull out a miraculous push here on the attack to have a better time than that.
Yeah, Furious Unicorn is doing a very good job. They did have some slowdowns every now and then with that push, but overall, most of the party was very clean. And with that 3:29 time bank, that's a lot for Blackjack to have to consider here when they switch over to the offense. So they're going to be trying to their best to get an even faster time in this time bank to really compete with Furious Unicorns.
Without a doubt. And again, if you can open up on the Widowmaker from Sunspot, maybe get a surprise kill or 2, that'll be so good. But at the same time, Furious Unicorns, they're sticking with the tried and true. They know that this Pharmacy works. They know that the Widowmaker works, and they know that the Rein Zarya works. Why? If it ain't broke, don't fix it is their motto, and they're sticking to it. However, on the flip side, Blackjack Gaming, they seem to be running a similar composition to what they just ran, but with the double hit scan, they're really trying to apply pressure onto Puppy and Kitty in the air. However, it'll be interesting to see how well Jamin shuts down Sunspot, because if he doesn't get that kill, then his whole team will probably die. So we're gonna open.
Excuse me, now I'm talking. It seems as though that Crit has left the game for a little bit, so I'm gonna be right here with you until Crit gets back, and let's take a look at this action. I guess I'm going to be taking the play-by-play, even though I'm not that good. I'm looking at Technique, La Technica getting stuffed by Puppy. Those big shots killing the Soldier 76 as we see the point still get pushed. Danger Man leading the charge, but his barrier is now down, and looks like they're going to be dropping. It's a 5v4 fight. It's not looking good for the side of Blackjack Gaming. So we see Japan Binks aggressively posturing, Leo getting rezzed by Kitty, getting those big rezzes all game long. So what do you think is going on right now? It looks as though they're just going to have to back out of here as Danger Man gets a kill onto Japan Vix. That might be big for them in their next push.
Well, that was really interesting decision by Prompto, trying to just go up and contest the res, even though that meant he was right in the face of Japan Banks and the Oxycon, and in the end, it just didn't pay off for them. But now, They're trying something really sneaky, coming around the right side. But if you do that, you're so subject to a Pharah boop that it's too risky, in my opinion. And they realize that, and they're coming down the main street, trying to force a rotation, it seemed, from Furious Unicorns, and it worked.
Oh yeah, hopefully Sunspot can get a headshot onto Puppy so they don't have to worry about that big boop action, but it looks like they are just going to go through the safe way through the mid, even though they lose grip before they can do much of anything. And so right now, things are looking a little bit dire. They're looking for that initial pick for this team fight to work out for them, but it just hasn't been coming out yet from either Technique or from Sunspot. So we see Puppy damaging their back line. I'm going to take a look at Puppy because Puppy has Barrage.
Yes, and there's 4 ultimates online now for Furious Unicorns. Such a good position to be in. And Danger Man dropping dangerously low, and he's going to die to Leoxicon, but not without the help of Puppy and Frisky, of course. And now Kitty, 82% on her ultimate, which is, as a Mercy, you basically have your ultimate at that point. And now 5 ultimates online for Furious Unicorns, and only 2 to 3 really online for Blackjack Gaming. That's such a big deficit, especially when you're talking about what kind of ultimates these are. But here's Zephyr Sights popped by both teams. The Widowmakers looking to try to get a pick on each other, but a nice pick onto Latex by JV.
It looks like the HGH goes out onto Japan Banks, and Japan Banks gets a huge shatter along with Puppy getting the 3-man barrage. It looks like it's an easy cleanup. They use 4 or 5 ults there in that team fight, though, as we see basically everyone on their team have only single-digit ult charge. So do you think that ult economy was okay on the side of Furious Unicorns? Of course, right now, they only have 90 seconds to push, so maybe it's okay in the respect that, they're going to have to be stalled out for at least, another 20, 30 seconds for the next team fight.
Well, I think they realized that that Blackjack Gaming doesn't have a support ultimate, so they can just use the Graviton and farm their own ultimate charge off of it just from this one fight here. And so Leo gonna be looking for an aggressive early grab, so that way people like Japan and Puppy can build their ultimate charge easily. But Japan already 80% on his Earth Shatter.
As we see that grab, that early grab come out from Leo, and like you say, that's 2 people going down if we include the mech as a person. I give Omnix all the rights that they deserve, and now Puppy killing Sunspot. People are just going down left, right, and center, and like you said, Leo getting that early grab, exactly what you need to do as the Zarya, as we see Japan Banks throwing in a little bit of a BM shatter after the team fight was won, killing off 2 other players.
I don't know if that was BM or if that was pure strategy. You got a nice stagger onto the Ana and Zarya, and a huge stagger onto Sunspot on the Ashe. They have barely any time now to group up as a team and engage completely together. And Frisky gonna have the nano boost, try to build Japan or Leo's ultimate right back up. But here's the Diva Bomb from Shooty Burb.
Almost.
Not gonna find anyone though.
Yeah, very close. He was trying to do a sneaky deaky, but couldn't do it. We see Technique go on to Zarya. We have a bit of a goats coming out for them. Let's see if they can do anything with it. It's not really goats, but hey. We see Danger Man get the shatter, but nothing doing with it. HGH going on to Japan Banks, and he's going to walk forward with that, getting all the pressure he wants. And it looks like that's going to be it for the side of Deadlocking. There's only 2 or 3 people left, and it's going to take a miracle for them to win this team fight. Puppy getting harassed by the Shooty Burb, the Shark Sweat, but it looks like it doesn't really matter because the 2-man grab comes out, getting 2 of them, and that's really all she wrote. There's nothing else for them to do. They're just trickling in. They're not getting anything together as a team, and there you go. That's it. Oh, Grip is still coming to point. Sorry. It seems that should have been it, 30 seconds ago, but there you go. Furious Unicorns takes the win. What do you think about that defense from FU?
I thought the defense from FU was incredible. You have Puppy spamming down those damage boosted rockets, just doing so much damage on the front line, while Jamie trying to shoot at the back line, who may be a bit separated from Danger Man's shield or Shooty Burb's defense matrix, and he's able to get those picks. And the problem was Sunspot. He was only on the Widowmaker for a little bit there. He wasn't on it consistently the whole time, and that's not okay. You have to, and even if you're not winning the Widow 1v1s, at least you're taking the pressure off your team. But if worse comes to worse, they should look into running some sort of dive composition, maybe a Genji, maybe a Tracer, which can then pressure the Widowmaker down.
That might be what they need to look for, as we see Crit is coming back with us. Crit is on Earth. Hey, Crit, can you hear us?
I can. I would like an invite to the lobby when I can.
Sure. Okay, give me a second. We'll get you back in here, and then I'll stop talking. Which is exactly what my stream wants. Let me see. Can we get a shout out to Fat Mike? Oh, I'm supposed to be getting you an invite. Let's get an invite.
I got you. Alrighty then, guys. But It looks like we will be going to a quick 5-minute break. So start your timers. You have 5 minutes from
Oh,
now, and we will
I'm
get
not
you
I'm
guys
not going to
back.
music. You guys keep talking. What?
We have to. Oh, never mind.
You
Okay,
have to
I'm
fill this
scuffed.
time. Come on, dude.
I'm scuffed. Smile. Um, all right, but yeah, no, it was really nice. There was that Sunspot, or sorry, that Jamie just consistently hitting the shots on the Widow, pressuring down both the front and the back line. And there was really no way Blackjack showed that they were adapting to it. A Winston, a Hammond, a Genji, a Tracer, a Sombra. The options are limitless that you could go. You could go goats, you can go quad tank. So many options to go against the Widowmaker, and they didn't pull out any of that. But again, maybe they didn't go goats or quad tank because they were too afraid of Puppy in the air on the far, but they no longer need to be afraid of him, as both that guy Tyler and Jack will be coming in for Puppy and Jamie respectively.
So I want to talk about one little thing I saw in the middle of that match. I saw Shooty Burb on that Diva. This was when Leo had his Gravertron. This was the only ult on the side of Furious Unicorns. As Diva, you need to be a little bit more aware of your defense matrix usage in those situations, because I saw him hold down right click instead of maybe being a little bit more tactical with it. Could have waited a little bit longer, maybe waited for Leo, focus Leo down and try to get him to use the ult into your defense matrix. It's one thing that might have, cost them a little bit of ground in that team fight.
Yes, and of course, our third map will be Temple of Anubis. 2CP, very popular for goats, but a map like Anubis, where the defense tends to hold on the high ground, you can also see some dive compositions coming out on the attack, while on the defense, a very popular composition is that treehouse comp with the Orisa, the Diva, the Widow, the Junk, the classic. This was stuff we saw back in Overwatch League around stage 4 or in stage 3. It was a very popular composition to run on maps such as King's Row and also Temple of Anubis.
What are your thoughts on Temple of Goobus?
Temple of Gubis.
Yeah.
Well, I prefer the term draw Nubis personally, because that's all you seem to do. It shouldn't be called 2CP, it should be called 12CP, and then guess what? You wasted 40 minutes just to get a draw smile.
Hey, we'll see if it
Because
goes
that's
that way.
all it seems
I
to
don't know.
happen.
People seem to poop on 2CP, but I don't know. Sometimes we get some very exciting matchups on 2CP, and of course, everyone loves a good trickle in. So, having those long, drawn out team fights. I don't know. Some people enjoy that sort of thing. Maybe not me personally, but some people do. Surely.
Surely, I'm sure there's that one person in the world that enjoys it. However, you really have to wonder, what does Blackjack plan to do here, as they are now down 2-0 against Fierce Unicorn, who has had such strong defense on Rialto. If you have a strong defense on 2CP, that's even worse, because 2CP tends to be much easier to defend than to attack, but that's only on the second point. First point, much more favorite to the attackers.
Mistercrit, do you have any thoughts about 2CP and Goobus and stuff like that?
Oh, well, besides the usual chat 2CP lol, we are going to be going into Anubis fairly quickly. It's one of those maps where it's a fairly small map in terms of ground, but you can run different types of comps depending on the scenario. I've seen on defense of multiple different strategies. I've seen Orisa Hog. I've seen double sniper spamming choke. I've seen Orisa's hold up on that little high ground on the back of point, just trying to bunker down with a bastion. So there's a lot of different comps you can run on this map, definitely at some points. So very versatile, definitely, especially for defense.
Yes, and I would personally be really interested to see some more different compositions. Maybe we see that Simbash, and maybe we see a Torbjorn. Maybe we see on attack a triple tank dive. There's so much flexibility on maps such as Anubis, but at the same time, they can also be very dull. But I'm sure we won't see that, because we've seen a lot of creativity from both teams. In fact, I don't think we've actually ever seen a full GOATS composition from them yet today. So as we load up Anubis, it looks like there were just some troll picks there. Japan Banks, of course, going on the Hammond. But sadly, breaks my heart, probably won't happen.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're not going to be seeing that Hammond, or maybe we will sometime later in the match, but that is all subject to change right quick here. We're going to be seeing teams putting together their comps as the timer ticks down. It is going to be Furious Unicorns on Anubis. They are going to be defending first, and Blackjack is going to have the offending side. Prez, what are some really nice attack comps like to see on this map?
I think that dive can be very strong if the enemy team is not running that Arista composition. If they are, just go goats forehead. You literally just have to speed boost onto them. And Arista is such a slow tank that it's hard to move. But as we see here, Furious Unicorns looking to run a dive defense. I think that the answer here is to try and run a dive of your own, or you can dive onto the Ana and Zenyatta, who are very unmobile.
Yeah, definitely a lot of great options, and we are going to see them electing for that dive defense here coming out from Furious Unicorns. Blackjack Gaming is going to have that Hanzo with that Zarya, so potential for grab opportunities with that combo. Dangerman on that signature Rhine, going to be seeing some massive work and plays coming out from the team as the gates unlock here right quick, and the teams head out to defend and attack the objective respectively.
Yeah, and we see here Leo on the low ground, making sure he can see what exactly it is that Blackjack's running, and Jamie a nice pick onto Latek.
Yeah, definitely. Nice early pick coming from Jamie, who's shown to have a very dominant Widow in this series here. But it is going to be some pushback coming in as Leo tries to fire down onto Dangerman, trying to protect that point from just the attacking team. Dangerman is going to be battling out with Japan here, but it seems like they are going to be jumping back and taking that high ground. That's just one of the advantages with dive comp, is that very mobile comp just able to pick it up and move it somewhere else, where not really the case with Blackjack Gaming's comp, but it looks like they're going to be going for the stairs. Jamie is going to pick on the latex, so 1 DPS down. Jamie doing work on this Widowmaker here. And it seems like the whole team on Blackjack just kind of split as Jack does take out Grip. Leo does get pinned, and it seems like kills going the way of Furious Unicorns on this defense. And Blackjack Gaming are going to be pushed back and having to go back to the drawing board.
However, big advantage there that they want to capitalize on soon is that Frisky died late in that fight. They have no Ana, they have no main support. You gotta go in while you can. Zenyatta, not a lot of healing, and for two bulky tanks such as a Winston and Diva, you want to capitalize on that while you can, but it doesn't look like they will be, as Frisky now coming back from spawn and gonna be able to get into the correct position.
Yeah, Frisky is going to be coming back, going to have a lot of healing for their team here, but it seems like Shooty is going to take that offensive position on the high ground. Going to try to just, we've seen Nanoblade coming out from Jack on the blue team. He's going to take out Prompto real quick. And before he tries to move on to the other DPS, does get 2 in the process. Going to try to take out Latex and does do it. That's a 3-piece for Jack. Nanoblade going out, but as we can see, the ult economy is pretty close here. Both teams having 2 ults. Contested on the point here, as there's going to be a very long stagger here for Shooty Bird. Very unfortunate for Blackjack. Oh, the sleep thrown in as well on here tonight. But it seems like, despite all that, Jamie, while his other team is doing the stagger, he's just a casual pick onto Sunspot, making that 2 picks and even a further stagger. There is going to be a res, but still, Jamie doing that work on that Widowmaker.
Shooty Burb, I feel for you there. But despite the res on the Sunspot, it won't matter because Shooty Burb still has to walk back from spawn. And if anything, that's a wasted ultimate. And Japan Banks just dropping down to farm some ult charge with that Tesla cannon of his.
Yeah, definitely. Japan's going to be doing that work. Dangerman going for the charge, trying to buy something. No, but does get antied instead. Sunspat taking out Jack. In the meantime, there's going to be a trance coming out from Kitty trying to heal the rest of her team, and Leo is going to take out Dangerman, the Reinhardt on Blackjack Gaming. And there's just going to be a fest of damage coming out in exchange from both sides. Huge anti coming out from Frisky as well. Prompto is going to be taken down by Leo in the backline, and it seems like despite that, Shooty is going to take a nap up top. Blade coming out from Latex is going to try to clean up the rest of the thing. Fight here. Leo throwing out a bomb, just trying to stall everything out for his team. Shooty still firing down below, and it seems like for the time being, Dangerman gonna add another one to this piece as he charges right onto the point, and it does look like Blackjack Gaming finally gonna take first point here on Anubis.
Well, the intention of that bomb was most likely to discourage Latex from killing his team. It looks like it came out too late, but now we're gonna see Furious Unicorns re-engaging in a nice headshot by Jamie onto Grip.
Yeah, huge stall coming out. I didn't think this would happen. Furious Unicorns trying to come back, and it seems like they might have done it here. We're going to see Japan going up for this dive on Latex, and Jamie get another pick onto the Widow, but not before he does get taken out by Sunspot. But still, I thought Blackjack had that. But no, Furious Unicorns just defies expectations and takes it back. 10 seconds left on the clock. They did get 2 ticks, and they do have quite a bit of ults, but still, it's up to Blackjack to try and quickly contest that point and try and see if they can take it back. Shooty throwing out that bomb to try and just stir everything around and move everybody away from that point. Nano coming out from Jack, and a Nano Blade as well. Shatter coming out from Dangerman, unable to find anything. We're going to be seeing, yet again, another Blade going out 2, getting to take out 3 with Frisky's help as well. Going down, we have a lot of damage coming out here. In the meantime, Bob is going to come out as well from Blackjack. And it seems like despite all of that long stall, Blackjack is going to legitimately take the point this time.
It does seem that way, and they'll have Latek close to the Genji Blade to Snowball, but he has to try and build it before Kitty gets that Transcendence, or it will be all for naught. However, J-Mean gonna pop an early infra sight, know exactly where that enemy team is, and try and land some nice headshots.
And definitely, J-Mean has proven to be a very good Widowmaker, and it seems like those skills can really translate over to hitscan in general, so hopefully we see some big plays coming out from him and the rest of his team. But as we can see on the side of Blackjack, Latek almost has that Blade, so we might be seeing a Blade coming out, but Kitty almost has a Transcendence, so they could be negating each other real quick as things start to break out here. Dangerman is trying to fend off the enemy team from trying to claim his teammates, and it seems like J-Mean is going to get the dynamite on a sunspot. Japan going in as well. They're just all in on this. They're just charging right in, trying to get the staggers. Leo is going to get demech, but still an overall 1 fight for Blackjack, or excuse me, Fierce Unicorns.
Yeah, however, Latek gonna have the Genji Blade, and Prompto with the Valkyrie. A Valkyrie Dragon Blade can be very powerful, but they have to make sure that they get the Transcendence out from Kitty. But oh no, they're not gonna try and cap the point. They're just little poke wars there. However, lots of ultimates up for both teams here, and there's the Bob coming in from Sunspot.
Bob coming out as well, and with that Blade as well, doing double duty as well from Latek, picking 2, getting 3, but not before the bomb does claim Bob. Jack does get a kill with that Blade, but still overwhelming amount of kills from Blackjack Gaming side. We're going to see a Transcendence coming up from Kitty, trying to stall that point, and they are going to be able to do so last second, but still, there's only so many you can do. Dangerman getting that Shatter, trying to just claim it for the rest of his team. J-Mean going to get a pick on a Sunspot. Bomb coming out from the red team as well, just trying to stall that point clear. Seems like despite all that, it still has not been taken away, as it seems like Frisky on that Lucio tries to stall it, but not long enough. And it seems like Blackjack is going to take both points of Anubis.
What was really nice there was Sunspot. They used the Bob to get Kitty low on the Zenyatta, and despite having trans, she didn't pop it because she didn't think she needed to. But then the Dragon Blade comes in, does a normal slash and dash combo, and that was able to clean up Kitty before she could use the trans, and that kind of cost them there because you weren't able to keep your team alive, and everyone else just got absolutely melted by the Valk Blade combo.
Yeah, definitely just a huge amount of ults being popped for the side of Blackjack in that final fight, just going all in, and it paid off, finally taking that second point and getting it through. They almost got full held by Furious Unicorns, but they were able to take it all the way to the end. Sides are going to switch over though, and now it's Furious Unicorns' chance to get that attacking chance at Blackjack.
Ready for battle.
Yep, Blackjack, however, not going to be changing up too much, as they are running the Hanzo here. However, Furious Unicorns going to be running a normal dive, just like we saw from their attack.
Yeah, Furious Unicorns proving that they are a very strong dive team, and it's probably the most comfortable comp as they're electing to use it once again on the attack. But it seems like Blackjack is going to be going for, both teams are actually going to be going for a very similar comp to what they had last time. So it's up to the coordination and how these fights can play out. Frisky going for the Zen instead of the Lucio for this tonight as the gates do open once again.
Without a doubt. And now here we go. They do have to be careful because Mercy Zenyatta doesn't provide a lot of healing for Blackjack Gaming, especially with bulkier tanks such as the Rein Zarya, where if you're running the Winston Diva, you don't really have to worry as much about the healing, as their job is to get in and get out.
Yeah, speaking of that, I mean, J-Mean already getting Prompto as well, and just going off it seems like Blackjack is going to have to hold this off very well here. Despite that, losing a few members of their team, they're able to hold it out just fine here. Sunspot already has this Dragon Strike, so already some ults built up, and we're not even a minute into the defense. So just crazy amount of work coming up from Blackjack, and hopefully Fierce Unicorns is going to try their best to see if they can get a little bit more done here on their second attack here.
Definitely. And something interesting to note is, of course, that the damage boost coming out from Prompto will allow Sunspot to get those one-shot headshots if he lands them. So really come down to a sniper duel between him and Jamie to open up the other to a lot of free sight lines. But here's Leo trying to pressure down the tanks. Or not Leo, Japan, sorry.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to be seeing a lot of people on the side of Blackjack getting fairly low, so heals are going to have to get dished out. But like you said earlier, Mercy's End can only provide so much healing with Japan. In the back, diving that backline is going to take out Latech as well. Danger getting fairly low, taken out by Japan, going off on this Winston Jamin as well. Full on getting 2 picks for his team. The Bob unable to do much for the side of Blackjack. And Furious Unicorns able to take that point with about 2 minutes 20 on the clock.
Yes, but with a Transcendence and a Dragon Strike, as well as a Valkyrie available for Blackjack Gaming, they should be pretty confident in their ability to hold unless Jamin pops off yet again and lands a bunch of headshots, which he could do with the Infrasight.
Ooh, and Latech getting that massive pick onto Leo, just to slow down that snowball attempt. We're going to see the sights coming out from Jamie to help his team get a better view on how to dive that point. Jack going down from Sunspot, taking a very nice, precise shot on those heads, clicking those heads, as always. But like you said earlier, the Grab Dragon combo is coming up soon, but Frisky does have the Transcendence. So, it's all going to be up to Frisky to time that well to prevent the rest of their team from taking a lot of damage in that nasty ult combo.
Definitely, but of course, Furious Unicorns also having the Diva Bomb and the Genji Blade to engage here. But here's the Dragon Strike, no Graviton needed, as it sets up Sunspot for a nice call into Jamie and picks off Jack as well as Kitty.
Yeah, that Dragon Strike, no grab needed. And even with the Transcendence, Frisky is going to pop it. Latech still gets 2 picks, so that's an insane amount of value Latech got. Not only 2 picks, stopping the fight from going on, as well as getting that Trans out. So when they do have that grab, in just a second here with Shooty getting it up to 90%, Furious Unicorns does not have a defense for it anymore. But they do have the Dragon Blade, so that's what they're going to try to pull off here.
But Latech already 44% on his Dragon Strike, 45 now, and with the damage boost, you can shoot at the Winston because he has no permanent shield like a Reinhardt, and instead it's a cooldown, so you can farm that ultimate and try and combo it with Shooty Burb.
Yeah, definitely. That's going to be the name of the game here. Combos all throughout the game and the map. We're going to be seeing Jamie taking some pot shots at the top of the map. Valkyrie is popped from Pronto, trying to keep the rest of their team healed up. Bomb coming up from Leo, trying to disperse the rest of the team with that Transcendence. Still, despite that, they are able to find Sunspot throughout that. Danger Man is going to get a shatter, but not able to find anything. Jack is going to try to make some game-changing plays by saving the rest of his team with that Dragon Blade, getting 2. Dragons coming out through the center of the point by Latech, trying to just stall it and just create a zoning ult for his team. Bob coming out as well. Grav is going to get eaten by Leo, so Shooty Burb, no capitalization on that ultimate here. Sunspot is going to get some picks with Bob, but it seems like for the most part it is the blue team reigning supreme in this team fight so far, but it could be anyone's guess as to what happens. Danger Man is going to get Leo down. Danger Man is the only real person on the point right now for that side. Jamie does get the pick, but it seems like there's just red team all along the point just standing here, and wow, what a fight. Furious Unicorns drawing that out for quite a bit, but they're unable to not even get a tick. They were close, but unable to get a first tick.
Of course, and Ash's ultimate just so powerful in being able to stall the point with 1200 HP and tons of damage. It's just such a strong ult to use to stall the point, which they did right there. Sunspot using it perfectly, landing it right in the corner. The Furious Unicorns now, they're going to go onto Zenyatta Goats, and Latech's going to respond by switching onto a Mei.
Yeah, Mei gonna come out here for the side of Blackjack. Gonna try to switch things up a little bit. Maybe slow down this Ghost that's coming out. Huge anti coming out from Prompto. Just doing a lot of work, denying all that healing for Furious Unicorns. Despite all that, Japan is gonna get caught in that little cubby, and Danger Man is just gonna hold mouse 1 and take him down with that Fire Strike. Seems like Jamie is gonna get a pick on that Zarya, but it seems like they're still gonna have to fall back after losing a few core members.
Yep, however, Frisky, Leo, and Japan all going to have their ultimate, with Jack being very close on the side of Furious Unicorns. However, Blackjack Gaming not without their own ults.
And a
nice
shatter. Shatter coming out from Japan, but the Transcendence and the Lucio be just trying to negate themselves. Japan going in for another charge is going to get Shooty out of mech in the process. Shatter coming out from Danger Man is even bigger than the last one that Japan threw out. But still, despite that big shatter, Japan does get 2, and he jumps up high and gets that fat shatter going on to Blackjack Gaming. There's going to be the grab bomb combo coming out. Mail thrown out, but nobody to really get caught into that as Leo's taking some big picks for his team. Blackjack going to try to come back and stall as much as they can. Shooter flowing up. It is going to get demeched. Furious Unicorns with that Ghost, tried and true, just that staying alive and just all that burst healing is able to do so much. We're going to see the Doomfist coming out, but he's going to quickly taken down by Japan on that charge. The ticks are ticking up, 1 minute 40 on the clock. No, there is going to be a contest from Pronto, but other than that, I think that is going to be it. Furious Unicorns taking both points, but I believe with a shorter time bank than what Blackjack has.
Yeah, can we get a shatter counter for that there, please? There were so many Earth Shatters just coming out fight after fight. It was insane. And of course, Furious Unicorns only a few seconds behind Blackjack at exactly 21 seconds less for those of you that were wondering. And so that does mean Furious Unicorns will have to attack yet again, which we could see a couple different comps. We could see them run the dive. We could see them run a Zenyatta Goats composition like they did on second point. The options, there's a lot of different things they could do, but it also depends on what Blackjack chooses to run.
Yeah, definitely. Blackjack is going to be trying their hardest to really get this defense hold onto Furious Unicorns. The time banks are very similar, only about 21 seconds apart from each other. So despite Blackjack having the higher time bank, it's going to be cutting it close here for both teams. So it's going to be up to Furious Unicorns with this comp. It seems like they're going to be electing for the Goats composition to try and just storm that point with all that burst heals and just outlasting damage and try to take down Blackjack's defense.
Blackjack, on the other hand, though, they're going to be sticking with this Ashe Genji composition, as well as the Mercy Lucio, giving their tanks a bit more mobility with the Lucio speed boost, but still a lot of damage for them. But is it enough to out-damage the Goats composition is the big question.
Yeah, that damage is going to be crucial because Goats is very long-lasting, but if you can get some crucial picks and damage going in, it can be negated entirely. And like that, Sunspot is going to take out Kitty, and Shooter taking out Jack as well. Not necessarily having the most anti-Goats comp, but still getting some picks onto the blue team. Now they're fighting up here in this small enclosed area, but still trying to take the brawl to them instead of letting them get out of this escape point. Sunspot picking 2 for himself, and that Ghost is going to quickly be demolished. 1 minute on the clock now. Furious Unicorns only has about 2, maybe 3 fast pushes at best, but most likely 2 to try and storm this point here. Deadlock or Blackjack Gaming is going to have some ultimates online. Dangerman with that shatter, going to try to make it fat to get another 1 team fight.
Yeah, and the big thing here will be if Sunspot can build the Bob, because if he builds the Bob, he can throw it on point and contest it, which is just so powerful.
Yeah, Bob is just an amazing ultimate when it comes to just its utility, just stalling and just outputting damage as well as counting for a person on the point can mean a whole lot. And we are going to see, speaking of Bob, coming out onto the point, Transcendence coming out from Frisky, trying to heal up the rest of his team. Leo going to get a pick. They're going to have it try to chance here, but huge shatter coming out from Dangerman, able to only take out Kitty in the process. We're going to see the Valk coming out from Prompto as Blackjack just tries to take this one as best as they can and hold it down. Bomb is going to come out from Shooty though, taking out pretty much the remains of Furious Unicorns. Timer does tick down. Leo's the only member left as they try to come back and stall this point, but it seems like for now, Jamie is going to try to touch, and he does. It's Japan stepping up to the plate, but Latex with that blade, and it's only a matter of time now before the overtime does tick down. And not over yet. Still another stall with Jack and Kitty on those healers, but still, like I said, it's only time will tell as just the overtime burns faster and faster, and it seems like for this, Furious Unicorns is going to get full help by Blackjack on the first point of Anubis.
Yeah, it was really interesting there because Sunspot, he used the Bob but didn't quite land on the point, but didn't matter because it took all of Furious Unicorn's attention onto the Bob and allowed his whole team to just shoot at them.
Yeah, definitely. Just huge plays coming out from Blackjack, able to get that full hold, but now, like I said earlier, not much time that they have more over Furious Unicorns. So now it is going to be up to them to try and see if they can get Just a tick. They don't even need the full point. Just one tick, and Furious Unicorns will, or excuse me, Blackjack Gaming will take the map in their favor. So, Press, what do you think Furious Unicorns needs to do to try and get this full hold and make it a draw for their team?
They need to find a composition that they know is reliable for themselves. What do they know is good that they play, and what do they know that they can exploit from Blackjack? Whether that's an over-aggressive Reinhardt or maybe the fact that they can win the sniper duel, they have to find some way that they're able to just consistently get those kills and be successful.
Yeah, definitely. And speaking of comps, we're gonna be having Jamie on the Bastion, trying to get as much damage output as possible, just trying to tear through the comp that they're expecting from Blackjack. They're gonna try to set up a bunker style comp up top with the Mei here. So it seems like that's gonna be electing to do. Blackjack is probably not expecting this. As they can see, the DM can only eat so much, but Blackjack's still making it through. Frisky is going to take out Prompto in the process. Blackjack is going to move up to the top high ground where they can't really get taken down over the Bastion until they pretty much touch the point. But still, minute 35 on the clock, and it is going to be up to them to try and see if they can take this point despite that Bastion. Sunspot, with the Dynamite, trying to get some burn damage onto that whole comp there. They're all set up very tightly packed. So it is going to be up to Blackjack Gaming, storming up the stairs, trying to get onto the point, trying to make Blackjack, or excuse me, Furious Unicorns come down, or at least try to get an opening pick, because the Bastion is what really sets them apart here. And as you can see, Jamie with the Bastion taking out Grip. Already somebody down, but still, this could still go their way. Leo is contesting on the point, just to prevent any ticks happening from this team. Prompto does get a huge res for his team to try and continue and let everything. Bastion taken down. That's a huge part of their comp. Not much left here for Furious Unicorns. Despite the res and all, they do get the Bastion back, but still, overwhelming amount of stage presence for Blackjack Gaming. But no, despite all that and taking the Bastion down, Furious Unicorns is going to get a hold here. Blade coming out from late seg, maybe trying to find something huge, but still, it's a 1v6 situation with that Blade, and he is going to get taken out by Leo. So still, 30 seconds on the clock. Not many ults left for Blackjack. They do have a bomb and a shatter coming up for the most part, though. They do not have much time to try and take this point. 20 seconds is up to Blackjack to try and see if they can get one tick and dislodge this bunker-style Bastion comp that is plaguing them right now and slowing them down. Mei is going to be very essential, though, as we are going to see the Mei ult is going to come up soon. Shootgrip throwing that bomb out, trying to get some picks. Is able to take out the Orisa. No more barrier for them, but as we can see, those toots of Fury, we're seeing Jamie on that Bastion taking out two people. Kitty getting the res as well. This could be a life changer, but we are going to see Danger Man getting that shatter onto Jamie, maybe trying to get some follow, but no, the Mei ult, freezing everybody in place. Maybe try to get the Bob in this time, try to get some more damage in and a stall point, but no, it's only a matter of time here. Furious Unicorns is going to be holding it down. We have Trickling coming in here, but still, it's only a matter of time until just Jack popping off on this Mei for this hold, and it seems like through all of that, it is going to be a draw for both teams on Temple of Anubis.
Yes, definitely. Incredible defenses from both sides. What was really nice by Furious Unicorns was that they knew exactly how their rotation had to happen. They had their Diva drop, and then their Mei, and then their Orisa. It was all very clean rotations by them. And of course, Kitty, such a big player there, always getting those reses, even no matter the risk. And they were always paying off big time. That res onto the Orisa, for example, by having that shield there, they didn't have as many members die to the Earthshatter. And by having the shield there, you were also able to protect Jaemin on the Bastion.
Yeah, definitely. Both teams are really just proving to be a force to be reckoned with, and it was so close that we did get the draw on Anubis on that third map. So both teams proving that, like I said, like you said earlier in the standings are pretty close. They're not far apart from each other, and they did prove that they are very similar in skill on this map, at least for Anubis. But for right now, in terms of all this with that draw, that means we're going to have one more map to go into, the fourth map of the night in just a minute. And Prez, do you know what that map is?
Well, let's see. We've played Anubis, we've played Ilios, we've played Rialto. So that means it must be Hollywood.
Hollywood. That's right. Hollywood going to come out an hybrid map for the last map of the night here. It's going to be up to both teams to try and see if they can take this win after that draw. It is going to be very important to try and see who can take the last map in terms of map differential.
Yes, it will be important. However, Furious Unicorns still gonna have the win for the night as they are up 2, and with only one more map, Blackjack not gonna be able to get a win. But of course, every map counts here in Owlet, and so both teams looking to get a strong finish for the week for themselves. Sorry.
Yeah, especially Furious Unicorns up 2-0. They are going to try to take that last map to try and just go even further up in the standings. But Blackjack are going to try to take that fourth map for themselves and even it up to 2-1 in their favor because despite not winning the series tonight, when it comes down later on in this tournament, every map counts when it comes to making that playoffs. And every map counts, so it's going to be up to Blackjack to see if they can take just one map back and just equalize things just a little bit for their team.
Yep, and it doesn't look like any switches will be coming out, meaning that both teams are pretty confident what they're running. And from Furious Unicorns, they're gonna be attacking first, but still on the defense, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw that Bastion composition again. It's just so powerful, especially on a map like Hollywood, where there's all that high ground, whether it's the cafe or up top near the water jugs. There's so many different locations you can be on, even if it's on the elevator. Honestly, there's so many different places to be as a Bastion, and they showed that they were pretty good on that comp. And that Blackjack, they didn't really have any answers to it.
Yeah, that Bastion surely did strike Blackjack off guard. I don't think they were expecting that Bastion Mage bunker style comp from Furious Unicorns, and it did pay off in netting them that last map draw. Despite not getting the win, it was still effective enough to get that full hold. Now, Hollywood, it's one of those maps where it's not as versatile as others when it comes to what type of comps you play. But there's still a fair amount of variety. I've seen goats on attack on first point. I've seen on the streets phase, dive is also a very popular option with the widow because there's just so much high ground and maneuverability as well. So honestly, like despite all that, there still is quite a bit of variety we can see coming out from both teams.
Definitely, in both teams, they have to realize where each other's weaknesses lie. So not only can they address them in scrims and practices and bot reviews, but that they can also use them now. Try and get that win because it's gonna be so so important.
Yeah, definitely. That is going to be the name of the game, getting that win for that map differential. Meanwhile, Furious Unicorns are just going to want to go all in and just take advantage of as many maps and just try to take as many as they can tonight, getting a 3-0 over Blackjack. So, honestly, it's anybody's game for this map. We've seen, plenty of amazing plays coming from both teams. Amazing hit scans. The Ryans on both these teams are also very powerful in the support line as well. So, both these teams having very outstanding players, and as we head into Hollywood, Blackjack will be defending the point first.
Yes, in Blackjack, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw an Ash again from Sunspot. He shows he knows how to play it, but I still think that the Widowmaker is the stronger pick. But at the same time, you have the Dynamite in the Bob as a deterrent for people trying to push in onto the point.
Yeah, definitely. That's the name of the game. Sunspot proving that he is not also, just confident on the Widowmaker in Ilios, but the Ashe as well, just popping off, clicking heads. And it's not just Sunspot clicking heads, it's, what was it?
Jamie.
Jamie as well on the other team, but he did get subbed out for that guy, Tyler, I believe. So, we do have a substitution coming out, so hopefully some more amazing plays coming out from Furious Unicorns trying to get this hold.
Yes, and a very interesting composition coming out here for Furious Unicorns on the attack, which I don't think we'll actually be seeing, because Leo, you're an off-tank player, not a soldier. But
Yeah,
of course,
definitely.
on the flip side, Blackjack Gaming running this 2-2-2, which they're so used to, with the Hanzo Ash DPS lineup. And when you pair that with a Zen and an Ana, all that range is just so powerful. And the combos are just, there's so many different ultimate combos you can use that things are really starting to look good for you. However, on the flip side, Furious Unicorns going with the tried and true Zenyatta goats.
And definitely Zen Goat's going to be coming out from the side of Furious Unicorns. We're going to try to get that extra burst damage in from those Discord orbs, but it is going to be the name of the game as Furious Unicorns. It is going to be having that classic comp with the Ryan Zarya and Hanzo Ash. They're trying to get as much burst damage in as they can. Dangerman, Japan is going to try to go for the left side, but they do lose somebody. Frisky going down to the process with Latex. Huge charge coming out from Dangerman, probably a little bit too out of position as he does get fairly low. But he does manage to make it out with some nice peels, but not before Latex does get 2 picks for his team. In this fight breaking out, Tyler gets very low and taken out by Shooty in the process, and it does look like Blackjack is going to get a very solid hold despite losing a bit of numbers at the beginning.
And this is where Ash really shows her power. Look at Senspot, already 70% on his way to Bob, and that was all from Dynamite. Just does so much damage, and when you have such a grouped up composition like Goats, if your diva can't eat the Dynamite, the Ash is going to have a Bob practically every fight. And look at this, Sunspot already 88% and a nice pick on the Jack.
Yeah, definitely. Dangerman getting a charge on the opposing Ryan. Dangerman just getting amazing charges throughout this whole series, and it shows just what a strong Ryan, not only a Ryan, but the rest of his team are doing amazing work holding this point down. It's about 2 minutes 40, and we are going to be seeing some swaps come out from Furious Unicorns. They're going to switch off the Ghost, try to elect for a little bit of a different comp. We're going to be seeing a Widow Genji comp coming out from this. A little bit more damage focused with the Genji trying to dive into the backline. Maybe get some congestion, and just overall just trying to create a little diversion in the backline. We're going to see Blackjack holding up top here, trying to get some poke damage in, maybe even a pick. But as you can see, the ultimate difference between these two teams is massive. Blackjack here has 4 ultimates compared to Furious Unicorns, who currently are coming up on a few pretty quick, but currently are not at any. Sunspot getting the first pick is going to slow things down quite a bit for Furious Unicorns.
Yeah, and of course, that guy Tyler, we saw that Jameen was able to kill Sunspot consistently, but is that guy Tyler able to do the same thing? Dropping dangerously low from that Dynamite, but gonna get healed right back up.
Yeah, and the Bob coming up from Sunspot, tried and true, just trying to contest that point. Japan gonna get the shatter on 3 people, and with that transit spell to fall up means there's not much damage for him to come out. Oh, Latex tried to shoot out the Dragon Strike, but was unable to get it off in time as he died before it went off. So very unlucky with that Hanzo ultimate. And it seems like with those solid plays coming out from Furious Unicorns, they are going to be taking the first point of Hollywood from Blackjack with about 1 minute 18 on the clock.
Yep, and a nice attack there from Furious Unicorns. They're gonna have plenty of ultimates to work with here, and if they can get the Transcendence out from a superhero on the Zenyatta, then Jack will be able to use his Dragon Blade, which is at 67%.
And definitely that Dragon Blade's coming up soon, and as we've seen, Jack is able to get some massive value from his Dragon Blade, so let's see if he can do that again. Latex taking out that guy Tyler, but not before Jack punishes him for that overextension. We're seeing that dive comp coming into play from Furious Unicorns, taking all of that high ground for themselves here. But see, still fighting on the cart though. Dangerman going to try to hold it back and hold the rest of his team, but still things are getting hectic. Jack in the backline taking out 2. Can he get a third? Can he get a third onto Prompto? And he is going to take them down, and just Furious Unicorns running rampant through the streets with this dive comp. Despite all these ultimates coming online, none have been used quite yet. It's going to be up to Blackjack to try and stop this cart in its tracks.
Yeah, and they didn't really have to use any ultimates, honestly, Furious Unicorns, but neither did Blackjack Gaming, so both teams gonna have a lot of ultimates available, but they have to make sure that they use them properly and correctly.
Definitely. That guy Tyler is proving his dominance on Widow right now, taking out Sunspot, and with Jack getting the follow-up onto the backline means things are just stirred up all over the place. Latex is going to take a 1v1 battle onto that guy Tyler, taking the win on him, but still, the numbers advantage with the battle that happened on the cart meant that Furious Unicorns still prevailed and are going to be taking the second checkpoint on Hollywood.
Yeah, and again, only one ultimate came out, and that was from Tyler, who then immediately switched off the Widowmaker and onto the Tracer, which is gonna probably get a lot more value here with the smaller sight lines.
Yeah, definitely. With that allows more follow-up with that dive comp. Oh, excuse me. Tyler going to a Zarya now. Triple tank composition coming out from Furious Unicorns. Try to get some more survivability maybe. But as we can see, they're not even close to the cart. Japan and Leo doing double duty, not even quadruple duty, as there's 4 people all the way up into the spawn of Blackjack Gaming here. Dangerman going in for a crazy charge, and it does pay off, taking out Japan, trying to stop them from taking so much space. But as you can see here, despite all that, the cart is already very close to the 3rd checkpoint. So Furious Unicorns doing that work, pushing that checkpoint, but they do have to a stop. Blackjack Gaming almost has 6 ultimates online, with Sunspot getting fairly close to his as well. And both teams having a ton of ultimates on supply here. So a lot of ult play going to be coming out soon from both teams.
Yes, and again, a superhero though, and Jack, they've been kind of like paying attention to each other, both of them holding on to their ultimates for so long, but here the Transcendence finally forced out.
Yeah, Grab Dragon gonna be coming out, but that Transcendence from Frisky is gonna negate all that damage. We're gonna see Jack on that Dragon Blade, but no, the Shatter just coming from Danger Man, but still Jack running rampant in the backline, able to take out 2 with that Hanzo. Danger Man doing work, trying to take out 2, but still Fierce Unicorns with the man advantage, 4 on the cart, and they are gonna be pushing all the way back to the end of the map with 2 minutes and 5 seconds on the clock.
Definitely a good time bank, especially for a map like Hollywood, where it's so easy to get held on third point. They were able to make sure that they kept the snowball going with the right ultimate rotation. They were able to just get the win, or at least they were able to cap all 3 points.
Yeah, definitely. That's going to be huge when it comes to the rotation here. Because if Blackjack does manage to push it all the way, they'll still go into an extended part of the map where we won't have the time banks ticking down. So, Furious Unicorns is now going to be on the defense here, as Blackjack is going to be attacking and getting their chance to try and take 3 points as well.
Yep, and of course, Blackjack Gaming, though, we saw a strong attack from on Anubis. We could see it again here on Hollywood, and maybe, just maybe, they get a larger time bank than Furious Unicorns, as they're looking yet again to go into this 2-2 composition, where Furious Unicorns sticking to the tried and true Zen Goats.
Yeah, Furious Unicorns electing to go with that Zen Ghost. You not only have a lot of sustain, but as well with that Discord Orb, if you get that target focusing right, just a huge amount of damage coming out with that damage buff as well. Furious Unicorns is going to be electing, for this comp, actually switching things up just a little bit. Danger Man on that Trident Tree Run, but Shooty going on for the hamster, the old Hammond.
I think it's a debate. It breaks my
might be a
heart, but I
debate.
think it's a debate.
We
Wait,
will see.
could I be wrong? Could
Shooty getting us
Shooty,
with
you're my
that
least
debate.
favorite player now. You're my least favorite player now, Shooty. Thanks.
Yes, Shardy with that Shooty with that Shark Water Droplets debate here. As things are going to be pushing through, Danger Man coming up, stepping up to the home plate, going to try and see if he can get an opening fire strike to get some immediate charge for his Shatter. But it does seem like there's going to be fire exchange from both teams as they round the corner here to try and touch this point. Frisky is going to get the first pick on the Latex. So a good amount of pushback from Fierce Unicorns trying to hold on to this point, pushing Blackjack back, but still the pressure is too strong with that Goats. The comp is just very outlasting compared to the 2-2-2 that Blackjack Gaming has, so it seems like they're going to be pushed back once again. Japan getting fairly low, but does get healed up in time from his team.
What's really nice there is that his team clearly very very good at their comms. They're making sure that they call when the projected bubble gets used, so that way they know when both teams actually are doing this, when their Vines can swing and their Brig can play aggressive. But a beautiful anti-nade there coming in from a superhero.
Yeah, definitely huge anti coming out, able to just capitalize with that team there, but it seems like a huge amount of picks going for the side of Blackjack Gaming, Light Tech popping off on that Hanzo, but still, ultimates coming online for both teams. Blackjack having, seems to be 4 ultimates, and Furious Unicorns having 4 as well, so even across the board. But Leo about to get that mech, so hopefully we can see a lot of ults coming out here soon as we enter the streets phase of Hollywood, a little bit under 5 minutes on the clock.
Yep. However, there's going to be a lot of ultimates for both teams here, but the most important one is going to be the Transcendence from Frisky. If he can use it and not get anti-nated by a superhero, that'll be big against the Grab Dragons combination. But if a superhero lands it, then that could also be deadly. But here it is. And a beautiful nade from a superhero, just going to allow the team wipe to come in from Blackjack Gaming.
Yeah, definitely. At first, Frisky popped that trans, and you thought it was all over from there, but no, that huge nade coming out from Superhero, clutching it for his team, and still able to get that with that huge anti following through. But now, as things continue, a little bit above 4 minutes on the street phase, they'll still have a little bit to go on attacking, but it does seem like Furious Unicorns is going to have another chance to step up and defend this point. But we do see Danger Man getting dangerously close to his shatter. Rally pop by both teams, trying to get that armor up and sustain. Bomb coming out from Lexicon. Unable to find anything, but still, Anti coming out. Shatter coming out as well, making that fat, taking out 4 people sitting down on the side of Blackjack, but still, Mistercrit coming out from Sunspot, trying to click those heads, get a lot of bonus damage coming out for his team. Shooter taking out Japan, but still, Leo getting awfully low with that Anti. Blackjack on the point, taking out Frisky. Deadeye coming out, but no, not a Deadeye. It is going to take out that guy Tyler. So despite them having the numbers, it's going to be even 3-3, but it seems like for the most part, they're still going to be pushing the cart. Sunspot pushing up, trying to get a pick. Shooty Burb actually takes out the break. Leo in his D-Max is going to get taken out fairly quickly. And Japan is going to go for a stall here. Danger Man going in for his charge, unable to find anything. But that guy, Tyler, popping off on the Widow, getting 2 headshots onto the opposing team of Blackjack. With those sights as well, so still, there could be a chance for a hold here. Transcendence coming out as well to try and help his team, Frisky's team, stall out here. It could be anybody's game as there's still a ton of respawns. The cart is awfully close to getting that second checkpoint, and it's only a matter of time here shooting on that Zarya, trying to get those massive right clicks into the enemy team, but it seems like despite it getting so close, Furious Unicorns is going to hold the second checkpoint.
Yep, and that was a really nice defense coming out from Furious Unicorns, but they were forced to just completely make some crazy switches, like that guy Tyler going on to the Hammond, but they were able to make it work and got that big stagger onto Laytech. But the Grav Dragons is available for Blackjack Gaming, and Frisky has no Transcendence.
Yeah, definitely no Transcendence with Frisky means that there's no real way, except for the beat from Kitty to trying to deny this grab. So hopefully they can get enough cleave damage coming out from Blackjack to really just win this team fight as this defense comes down less than 2 minutes. Blackjack gonna be riding for time now as they try to take this very quickly. Danger Man having that shadow up, gonna try to make it fat, but still, Shooty gonna look for a way to grab, gonna try to look for a huge pile up. There is to be a beat used by Kitty. Dragons coming out as well though from Letica, and with that blade coming out from Jack and Leo with the bomb, it's just a lot of ults pop, but it seems like, you know, you press a ton of Qs and you are going to be holding back the enemy team much more. Danger Man finally going down, but still, they still have that grab combo. No dragons, but still the grab, and the enemy team, Furious Unicorns, does not happen to have a defensive ult right now, so that could spell danger for them very quickly.
Definitely could, but Frisky 88%, 89, 90 just keeps growing with the Transcendence ult charge. And that guy Tyler close to the Hammond mines. In Japan Banks with the Primal Rage, there's a lot of stalling ultimates available, but it really comes down to, do they land the grab as well as the anti-nade from a superhero for Blackjack? Because if they do, that could be a 1-team fight and they could cap second point. If they don't, things are going to look really bad for them because they'll only be able to get maybe 1 more push in.
Yeah, definitely. 1 more push coming out, and those mines coming from Tyler, able to take out Danger Man very quickly as he just sat in the middle of them, unable to do anything. A huge amount of red coming out for Furious Unicorns on this point here, and they are going to be holding once again, taking this cart here. 30 seconds on the clock, not much time for Blackjack Gaming to try and take this. They do have a lot of ults coming up with that Grave Dragon, but it's going to be up to Superhero to see if he can land that huge nade like he did last time to negate the trans that Frisky does have on cooldown.
It'll also be really interesting to see if Jack can build that Dragon Blade, because if he can build it before Prompto builds a rally, then that'll be absolutely massive and can lead to at least 2 kills.
Yeah, fights coming out as well as we do enter overtime. Danger Man is going to be nano, but it is the Dragon Blade coming out. Huge grab shatter coming out from Danger Man. Able to get that fire strike and the follow-up Transcendence. Now coming out from Frisky, trying to heal up the rest of their team, but still fight colluding on the point. 3v3. Sunspot coming back on that hamster, trying to stall with that slam. Prompto is going to take out Frisky. Dragon Strike coming from spawn, just trying to see if he can hit anything in the process. Leo with the bomb, trying to find anything, unable to do so, but still, rally coming out from the blue team, trying to sustain with that armor packet. Still, it's only a matter of time for that stall. Japan is going to get pushed back by Prompto. In the meantime, Sunspot is going to get that slam, but Kitty with the beat though, able to try to last even longer. For his team. Danger Man almost coming up on another shatter, and he's about to have it as well at 100%. So still, this could be what his team needs to really push this and keep this going. In overtime, still, it seems like they might be able to get it to second checkpoint. Despite all this, Tyler is going to get another recontest though, but that anti is going to be huge for the side of Blackjack Gaming, just trying to keep this point alive right now. Stall is going to come out though. Furious Unicorns does have enough time to do that. Mine's going to get coming out from Sunspot, just trying to spread havoc all around, and does find Kitty in the process. Danger Man is going to get a shatter, and that is going to slow things down quite a bit for Furious Unicorns, but Frisky getting that pick on a Danger Man. That could change things around, however, there's no main tank, no stability for the side of Blackjack Gaming. Relic come out as well. Sunspot is going to take out Jack, and it's an overwhelming amount. Transcendence, though, making the stall even longer here, and we're going to be seeing things going back and forth between both teams. The stall is keep going online. Ball is going down. Another grab coming out. Shooty finally grabbed it in time, farming that up. Huge amount of picks for the blue team coming out in chat here, and it seems like despite all that, wow, Blackjack Gaming was defeating that stall that Furious Unicorns have to go on to try and make it to the end of third.
Yes, but here we are. That guy Tyler is gonna have the mines, and Jack is gonna have the Dragon Blade, both of which don't really have a true counter. However, Sunspot also has a mines of his own, and Latex going to have the Dragon Strike, which are two very, very powerful ultimates.
Yeah, definitely. Dragon Strike can be very powerful, and sometimes if you can position it right, you don't even need a Gravitron coming out. We're going to see Mines coming out, and here it comes. Seeing that Dragon come out is going to take out Kitty in the process. A Blade coming out from Jack is going to slash away at the backline, but not before he dashes straight into some Mines. Very unfortunate for him. But still, Blackjack Gaming, 40 seconds on the clock, but they're still going strong, riding high, just going ahead and trying to take Furious Unicorns down in the fight now. Now it's only Frisky. Now he's going to get punished for it and taken out as well. Tyler going for the Bastion, last minute swap, trying to get some burst damage out for his team. Japan is going to get a pick, trying to equalize things. Now Fair coming out as well. 25 seconds on the clock. This could be do or die here for Furious Unicorns. This is all they need to hold this down. If Blackjack can get this delivered all the way, we will be seeing another round. Shatter is going to come out, but isn't able to hit the ground just in time, and he is going to be taken out by Shooty Burb in the process. Transcendence is going to come out, but nobody's on the cart, and it seems like Blackjack is going to push it all the way.
It does indeed seem that way. What was really nice here was when Jack pulled out the Dragon Blade all the way early back in third point, Sunspot, he immediately dropped the Hammond Mines on top of his healers because he knew that's who Jack would be going after. And by dropping the mines, he was able to prevent Jack from killing them. And in fact, he ended up killing himself. However, what's most important there for Blackjack is that they did not cap Minochi. They still had some time left. So they're going to be getting 1 minute to try and get as much progress as they can. While on the flip side, Furious Unicorns will have nearly 3 minutes to do the same. Of course, Furious Unicorns are going to be running the Zenyatta Goats, while Blackjack Gaming, the Bastion's probably a troll pick, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do run this Junkrat Genji composition.
Yeah, definitely. Triple DPS could be a solution that Blackjack does need on this attack here, but still, like you said, it is on attack, so very slightly questionable. For the side of Furious Unicorns, though, we are going to be seeing that tried and true Zen Goats on the defense, trying to get as much damage as well as possible, and with it only being a minute, and Goats being a very long-lasting, just survivable comp, this could be a very viable strat for Furious Unicorns. But as the timer does tick down, 4 seconds going down as the gates do open, we're going to see everything comes down, and Shooty is going to go for the Zarya instead of the Bastion, debating us casters twice in a row with those hero picks, as things do continue on. We're going to be seeing some fire exchange between both teams quite literally as there's a fire strike coming out. Danger Man going to try to get some early charge on this, but Japan is just hitting them even more. Getting 50 already on his charge. Frisky going to take out Danger Man in the process though. And this could be huge, huge ante. Speaking of which, going on to Japan. He is going to go down, but still, Furious Unicorns does have the man advantage, but Blackjack does have the spawn advantage, so this could be huge. Furious Unicorns, it's going to be down a main tank in the meantime while they try to come back from spawn. Furious Unicorns, 10 seconds on the clock. This could be it for them. If they get this hold, this will be massive. No, Danger Man charging onto the point right here. In the meantime, there's a Sunspot on this Doomfist. Going to be charging in with that right click, trying to get a stall Frisky, although picks going the side of the red team, meaning that Furious Unicorns is going to try to hold. Shatter coming out from Japan, able to hold this all the way down here, and it seems like with so much red as opposed to blue on the point, that does mean that Furious Unicorns are going to be getting a full hold against Blackjack on this defense. Wow, what a play coming out from both teams here. So,
what was really nice there, oh, sorry. What was really nice here was that they were able to prevent Shooty Bird from building too much charge on the Zarya, so he wasn't then able to build up his ultimate, which was so crucial. Because if he had gotten the Graviton off, Blackjack Gaming could turn that around.
Yeah, definitely. It's gonna be up to them to try and see if they can take this, because all they need is one tick and almost 3 minutes on the clock. You know, quite a bit of time to do so. So it is gonna be very challenging for the side of Blackjack to try and hold this down against Furious Unicorns. Prez, what do you think could happen here? What do you think Furious Unicorns is gonna need to do to try and break through this defense?
Well, Furious Unicorns is opening up on this Ana Goat, but they have to realize that um, that Blackjack Gaming knows that they're going to do this and are probably going to run a spam composition just like they are now. So if you want to counter spam, the best thing you can do is probably go a dive composition where you're not really waiting in these chokes, but more you're just getting in, getting out, and spam damage just doesn't get a lot of value against dive.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of damage gonna be coming out from this with that Junkrat and the Orisa spam. Shooting electing for the Rhine. Usually he's an off tank, but is gonna be going for that double barrier to just try to keep everybody alive here. Triple tank. In the meantime, though, Danger Man gonna get that first pick onto Kitty, though. Shooter just going with that wild charge, but still, Japan hitting that charge harder is gonna deduct a huge amount of health, but thanks to the healers on Blackjack, is gonna heal that right away. Shooter is gonna get anti, but not before he takes out Japan in the process. A lot of picks for the blue team does mean that Blackjack is doing a very good job at holding this. Sunspot popping off on this Junkrat, though.
Yeah, Sunspot already 53%, but Shooty Burp at 76% on this Earth Shatter is going to be so important to be able to use. But it looks like Fierce Unicorns, they recognize what's happening, and they're switching to some spam of their own with the Pharmacy and the Hanzo.
Yeah, Pharmacy gonna try to break this bunker style comp that Blackjack Gaming does have with the Junkrat, as they also do not have really much hit scan. I mean, Injuran maybe, but still, it's gonna have to hit some crazy shots for that to go down. Still in the process, as things start to go down, a minute, huge shatter coming out from Shooty, just taking a huge leap of faith and unable to follow up and capitalize on that. Jack taking 2 down. In the meantime, though, Japan does get stuck in a trap from Junkrat, but he is freed not before long and well nanoed. A nano Ryan can be a scary thing for an enemy team, and it has proven such so. Grav is going to come out from Latex, though. Going to group up the rest of his team, but still nobody to follow up on that as well. Fierce Unicorns trying to break through, take down Latex, and they do so as well. 1 minute 20 on the clock, and there is going to be a demon coming out on a Shooty Bird. Stalls as much as possible are going to try to be done, but it seems like there's nobody there to touch the point, and it seems like Furious Unicorns are going to be taking Hollywood down.
Yes, and despite it being an overall 3-0 win for Furious Unicorns, that's not to say that Blackjack Gaming played poorly. In fact, they didn't. They played excellently. They took Anubis to a draw. They forced Hollywood into extra rounds. They forced Rialto to be Rialto was probably not as close as they would have liked, but it was still close, and Ilios just as close, going all 3 maps. So despite the overall score, you really have to respect both teams and what they did for bringing it to such a close matchup and such a fun one as well, honestly.
Yeah, despite it going 3-0, I don't think that describes how the match overall played out tonight. I don't think it was very much of a roll, as we did see the draw happen on Anubis. So both these teams are very, very close in terms of just strength, but it seems like Fierce Unicorns is going to be taking the W tonight 3-0 over Blackjack Gaming.
Yes, it does indeed seem that way. And of course, I just can't express how well both teams played there. If I was in their channels, I'm sure I would have heard some clean comms, because that's what you needed to get such a close match. If you want to play well, you need to have some good comms. And that's what both teams did. They played well, they had good comms, they trusted each other, and that's really what leads to success.
Yeah, definitely. That is going to be it, though. For that, that's going to be the match. It seems like we're going to be moving into interviews, question mark? Potentially. All right, we're going to be moving into the showcase real quick here. Going to be doing some interviews after tonight's match.
Thank you.
Hello. All right, so we have a full. Okay, I don't feel like counting. How many people are on your roster exactly? You don't even know
Yeah.
yourself.
We have
Oh,
10.
Like
we have
12?
10. No, we have
Players, we
10
have
roster.
9, and I think 3 coaches, right?
9
Yeah.
players and 3 coaches.
No, we have 10 players.
I know, but Blue's not here right now.
Alrighty. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but Leo, you were actually the original Furious Unicorn member all the way back in Season 1. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. I was the first person in this games, and I'm still here, thankfully.
And of course, Furious Unicorn, they had this miraculous playoff run last season. Are you guys hoping to pull off another miracle this season, or are you instead hoping to just get in as a top tier team and just prove yourselves and hopefully win it all? Like, do you guys believe you can come in that number 1, number 2 seed, or do you think that maybe you're gonna have to be more around the number 4 seed and fight your way in?
Right now, we're not really thinking of like seeds. Right now, we're just thinking of like what we can do to be better as a team and just improve from that regards. Right now, I'm probably the only person from last season, and we're still kind of salty that we didn't do as well as we wanted to do in the playoffs. So I know that this whole team is completely hungry to get that championship, and that's all that matters right now for us.
It is indeed. Championships are very important. Kurt, do you have any questions?
None off the top of my head, unfortunately, but I'd like to congratulate you guys once again on the win tonight, 3-0 over Blackjack Gaming. Huge win for you guys tonight, as you should move up in the standings quite a bit.
Yes, and right before we go, I just have one other question. How did you guys prepare for them? Did you watch some VODs and try and make counter strategies, or did you just practice what you know you guys are good at?
We mainly just practice what we know we're good at and practice, of course, goats. So,
I mean, I'm really good at charging in randomly and dying, so I didn't do that today.
All right.
of
Well,
course.
congratulations to all of you guys. Good job on your win, and I'm sure we'll see you next week up and fighting for some more.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks.
Thank you.